I keep saying in these videos that if you look for old London, you'll find it, and I think this street really kind of backs that up. This was, I mean, you can just see how narrow it is. I mean, them lights there, they'd be lit on a night, and them two pegs were for people to put the ladders on, so they'd climb up like that and come back down. Back in London them days, the alarm scale was terrible. You know, fog, it would literally a foot in front of your face you could not see. It would be full of mist and, you know, just the worst kind of smells you could imagine. And I think this little alley kind of captures the heart of Victorian London. Particularly this crossing here. You know, you've all seen the Johnny Depp film From Hell, Michael Caine's Whitechapel, and you know, 133 years ago, this would have been where, you know, it was just so busy and people would be walking about permanently drunk from gin because their lives were that shit. I mean, could you imagine living in them environments? I mean, here where there's like, so you're looking at the alleys, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this really gives you a feel of the old East End. You could imagine it really, couldn't you? Most of the times, many times with the prostitutes in the Jack the Ripper case, they actually had the money and spent it on gin. So, you know, they'd have to go back out, and inevitable, that's what cost them their lives. It wasn't because they were on drugs or, you know, it was just basically, you know, they just get hammered every night on this gin, which wasn't the normal gin that you can buy now. It was stuff that would literally tear, you know, God knows what it would do to your insides. But yeah, this is very, very old London, and I think it's important that you've got to have little bits like this to remind it of the city's heritage. Everywhere I go, you just hear police sirens. It's like being in Middlesbrough. Here we are, it's back to the Doss House, and just over there was where Mary Kelly was killed, and then to your left you've got Spitalfields Market and all that. So everything was so close, even though London was this kind of huge city, if you like, and, you know, one part of the city was the richest, wealthiest in the world. Whitechapel, it was literally the poorest place in the world. Artillery Lane, the Doss House, if anyone wants to come and have a look.